Kia ora everybody and welcome back to our coverage of the Premier Touch League 2020 being held here at Bruce Pullman Park. Not the best weather at the moment, but we are getting some of the best touch you will ever see. My name is Kimo Holtham. I'll be commentating today, and joined with me we have one of the best refs to ever step onto the field. Harley Wall, how are you feeling today? You've already refed a couple games. How's the body?
I don't know about one of the best, but I'm definitely out of breath. I'll tell you that much. We'll talk about the games that we've had during the day a little bit later. But yeah, enjoying it so far, aside from the fact it's Umbrella City around here. Definitely a wetter day than maybe everybody would have wanted, but still, that hasn't stopped everyone's spirits. It's still some awesome talent out there on display. Yes,
and both these teams are very strong. We've seen them both play with some standout performances in this Metro team by Isla Norman Bell. She was probably one of their best from their first game. Also, their number 6 co-captain Tiare Lang, she had a good game as well. And the Te Waipounamu girls, I think they ended up drawing their first game, and it was an outstanding match. What we do know about the Te Waipounamu team is they do know how to go forward. They are very good with ball in hand, and they are very good runners. Let's hope the weather, though, doesn't stop them from doing that. And here we have Te Waipounamu starting us off. They hit through the middle.
Yeah, you can see already that the pace of the game is a little slower than it was in the start of the day, and the weather's going to have a very big impact on how this one unfolds.
How does weather impact how you would referee a match?
The pace of the game is the first thing that it impacts, because even as you watch the game now, you know, it's a little bit harder to get the feet off the ground as a player, and the same as a referee. And as a result, you have to pay more attention to the ruck, because it's more likely for the ball to slip out of hands, and you want to make sure that you're as accurate as you can be when it comes to calling or officiating around that ruck.
Yeah, so as a player, what you're wanting to be do is just looking after the pill as best as you can.
And we can see here already Metro, you know, lots of nice short passes just to keep it close and within their middles. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication there on that last touch. In terms of the touch count, but we'll see. Both teams look like they're just kind of trying to keep to the basics.
Yeah, and that's all you pretty much can do when the weather's like this, or at least until you're a bit warmed up anyway, when you start to get used to throwing the ball around when it is a bit slippery.
What's good to see already is Metro are actually moving forward. So there's a bit of line speed coming on here. They're not actually just sitting back and waiting, which can happen sometimes when it's a little bit heavier underfoot.
Yeah, and I believe that's probably a coaching tip, because that's probably one of the best ways to diffuse a team like Te Waipounamu when they have such good go forward. If you're shutting down their space, you're not giving them any meters for them to chew up, because that's exactly what they like to do.
Yeah, like nice and simple basics, you know, making the touch in front there. We can see that's number 9, Jess Falk. She had a strong game this morning, and look to see her sort of lead her team around the paddock here as they hopefully can carry on with their form from this morning.
Yes, now Te Waipounamu, after a mistake by the Metro team, which is understandable in this kind of weather. Like we said, it's probably going to take a wee while for them to start getting used to handling this ball in this kind of weather, because the ball is constantly touching the ground, so it's always going to have wet grass on it. Harder to control, harder to pass, harder to find your finger grips.
And have a look there, you can see that the defenders, in terms of the wing on the left side for Metro, was like all the way in the middle of the field. So there's a game plan there, both on attack and defence for both sides. Keep it in tight and look after the ball.
Yeah, it's unlikely attacking teams are going to be throwing long balls from a 32 position all the way out to the wing, especially in this kind of weather with the wind how it is. But Metro again, another minuscule mistake, giving the ball away in good attacking opportunity to Waipounamu.
And we know from this morning's game, the same happened with the Raiders, and Te Waipounamu were all too happy to take those opportunities when they were presented. So let's see what Janelle Kavanagh can make of this.
Yes, Kavanagh with a standout performance this morning, unable to follow through with how she was playing in that first game. And saying that, that's probably one of the first touches of the ball she's had so far. Let's see Te Waipounamu putting in some good defence, sending up some early flyers, shutting down this attack, stopping the Metro City team from getting to their box.
And they're not making much ground either. And you can see that the Te Waipounamu defensive line, all nice, ready to go after that fourth touch. So they've done a really good job on this set.
And look at this, Te Waipounamu. They now have a full set attacking from the halfway, and that's a full attacking set by Metro. So Te Waipounamu will be very happy with where they are on the field right now.
Yeah, these girls are probably used to playing in this kind of weather, coming from the south. especially with being a little bit heavier underfoot. Hopefully the Metro girls can work together on this set and hold them out from being able to score.
Yeah, it is going to be hard with this number 11, Maya Joseph, who was a standout in the first game, but again, throwing the ball to somebody's feet, not probably the best pass in the world, but we do know what she has and what she brings to the field. So definitely someone to be watching out for in this match.
We can see our officials there on field as well. On the left support role side, that's George Haswell. In the middle at the moment, I believe, is Shay Spive, and on the far side, Tanisha Gill.
So some quality referees today watching this game. And Isla, again, one of the standouts from her first match this morning, just asking questions of this Te Waipounamu defence. But again, Te Waipounamu's defence it's been outstanding. I don't think the Metro team has been down the other side of the field as of yet.
Yeah, you can see that they're focused on looking after the ball. Seems to be taking priority to getting those yards down the field. But if they really want to make a punch on this game, they're going to have to do a better job of going forward when ball in hand.
Yeah, but here we go. Te Waipounamu now have a full set on their try line. And this number 13 for Te Waipounamu, she was also very good this morning, Olivia O'Neill. And here she is with the early dive. Well defended by Isla, though.
Yeah, Olivia O'Neill, she's come through the New Zealand pathways. I believe she played under 20s at the Youth Touch World Cup a couple of years back. And she's been a constant in the Te Waipounamu side for the last 2 years. Unfortunate error there from Te Waipounamu, which can be understandable. Slippery ground, and the ball just came free on that dive.
Yeah, so Metro here with a chance to gain a few yards, but Te Waipounamu's defence again very strong, sending up early runners.
And they're setting themselves up really well. You can see that the defensive line is set really early, and they're moving forward as a unit.
Yep, this here probably the best attacking set Metro have had so far. They'll be setting up for a scoop off that play. Can they force something? Long ball, no, out to the wing, unable to, but at least they've made it down to this side of the field, which is better than what they've been doing so far. So it just goes to show they're warming up, they're getting into it. Waipounamu, will they be able to post up more yards than what Metro City have been doing? We have third touch, they're almost at the halfway. Kavanagh back on field.
Yeah, look to see how they set up for a strike play on this one.
We have the sweeper coming around back door. Kavanagh forcing the replay ball. No, Metro getting the ball back.
Yeah, those ones are always tricky to call as a referee, but I believe that the referee got the right one, right outcome on that time. Metro player going for the touch, ball just went to ground.
Yeah, definitely. So Metro here. They'll be looking to set up for a scoop off this next play. But Kavanagh up for the task, read it like an open book, made sure she was in a position to make the touch, and her team were already back that 5 metres. Great work by your captain. That's exactly what you want them to be doing, leading from the front and doing what needs to be done to have your team on the front foot.
What's working well for Te Waipounamu is the dummy half really being in place early, so there's not a lot of downtime for the ball, and it's getting into the hands of the attacking runners much faster.
Yes, and they are looking after the pill very, very well as well.
And there's a play on call here, so an opportunity for Te Waipounamu. Oh! Very close, but not quite. Lucky they've got the penalty for the offside first.
Yes, they did, but that's a try gone begging. All she needed to do was put the ball down.
She thought she was closer than she really was.
I'm going to blame it on that 7 metres still, mate. It's just, they're not used to it. And here we have Maya Joseph, who we know can quickie. She has a nice little jink. Step back on the inside, but well defended by the number 3 for Metro, Leilani Solomona. The captain leading from the front.
Yeah, we saw those follow plays being used this morning by Te Waipounamu. I think there's some real opportunities in this game for them to come through as well.
They have a sweeper play here.
The second penalty on the line here. We've spoken this morning already about the exclusion penalties. One more and then a player will be to the sideline. So Metro really struggling. I think it might have something to do again with the rain, just to get all the way 7 metres back onside with the referee.
Yeah, I mean, touch is hard enough as it is, but to have to play in the weather like this, oh my gosh, makes it even harder. Great defence by Metro. She made sure she got back the 7 metres before she initiated the touch.
Yeah, what was noticeable as well is that Metro surrounded Olivia there with 3 players. So she's a real target for them. They want to slow her down.
And here she is, long ball out to the wing. Great pass.
Excellent covering defence there.
Great pass, even better defence.
By the winger, Jade McDowell. She's had a good start to the game.
Both these teams putting on a clinic, not only on attack, but on defence as well. Great representation of what touches in today's day and age. But here we go. Nice little quick play.
And as we mentioned before, this is penalty number 3, so an exclusion applies now. Our referee, Tanisha Gill, has sent the offending player over to the sideline. So for this possession, we'll have 6 versus 5.
I love the addition of this rule into the game. I think it adds a lot of... It just makes it quite dynamic. And Metro is still wanting to play quite a tight game.
Yeah, what we also saw this morning in a few games is the exclusion. Actually, we saw that the defenders still managed to defend it. Not too many attacking tries off a 6 versus 5. So let's see if Te Waipounamu can get across the line here.
Yeah, I always felt, when you're playing with 5 people, it actually forces you to work harder.
Yeah, definitely.
Which means you're putting more work in on defence. And it's almost hard to attack against 5 because you're so used to creating the holes and spaces with 6 players that when it comes down to 5, you're almost at 6s and 7s on where to go and how to attack.
And there it is. They've done a good job of withholding the Te Waipounamu attack, and they'll have their 6-player return back onto the field.
Yep, I'd say better than good. That was some outstanding defence by Metro to be able to do that with 5 players against a team like Te Waipounamu of this calibre. Definitely worth the nod. And here we have Isla, one of their main attackers, back on the field, injecting a bit of pace.
Yeah, let's see if they can get another good play here. Isla's coming from dummy half.
And there we have numbers on this right side. Metro, first one to score a try, and it was a beauty at that.
That's number 1, Jade McDowell, crossing in the right corner for Metro. A great start to the game for them. Let's have another look at it. You can see some really good spatial awareness there from Isla to drag the defence to the right and then shift the ball back onto the right side. Opens up gaps in that right-hand corner.
Yes, and that number 1, Jade McDowell, did very well, put on the pace, nice long dive to score the try, just beautifully executed. And here we have Te Waipounamu with Kavanagh opening up the gap, looking for the open player. Didn't manage to find it, but she did manage to get the penalty.
Yeah, they let her through that time. A referee played advantage. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the ball into the hand of someone else. But again, another penalty on the line here for Metro. There's a bit of a trend happening here. They need to be wary. They don't want to have too many in a row like they've had already in this first half.
Yes, definitely. You don't want to be making it easy for the opposing team. But here we go to Waipounamu, just an easy play, nice little quickie.
They really deserved that one. They've been working hard on that try line for the whole game, 12 minutes now, and have been really testing that Metro defence, and a great dive there from number 12, I believe. Oh, number 16 there, Sarita Degel.
Yeah, she did very well there, just identifying where the hole was and just attacking the hole, because it's quite hard to step off quick in weather like this, especially the grass is heavy and as rainy as it is. Setting up for the second phase play, Isla throws that long ball out to the wing, but she's not there. Is she going to get the penalty? No.
I think it might have been called back for a forward pass.
Yes.
But there's some real momentum when Isla's running from the dummy half. So keep an eye on her as their strike weapon for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I find every time she gets the ball, she's just injecting a bit of pace into her side. She's just, changing from the norm of what they usually do. Unfortunate.
Oh no, I think we have a penalty here.
Oh. I did not see it, but maybe the Metro player was swiping at the ball.
Yeah, might have been swiping at the ball. So the advantage went back to the attacking team. And they're making some good yards down the field. Again, Olivia O'Neill being a strong runner with the ball in hand. Let's see what they can make of it here.
Yes, and here we have, again, Olivia O'Neill. She's setting up for the scoop. She's going to go outside. Is she going to step back in? She's going to throw the long ball. Unable to get it to her player, though. So Metro now with 0 on their 7 metre. Isla again, just looking after that ball as she's dropping down.
Yeah, she's doing a lot of mahi out there. Again, another run. As they get the cavalry back onto the field. These are good runs now. I think Metro are finding some momentum here. Let's see if they can capitalise off it.
Yeah, I feel like they've just gotten a bit more confident with how the ball is. It's not as slippery as what it used to be. They know where they can go. Nice little scoop through. Was play offside? No. No, they're saying player was onside, so well defended by Te Waipounamu. They'll be looking to get some good yardies outside from their 7 metre line. Nice defence again by McDowell.
Yeah, in general, the ball handling's been pretty well. Jinx. Oh, no, it looks like we might have a bit of a knee injury here. Hopefully she's okay. What I was saying was the ball handling's been pretty good.
Considering the weather.
Considering the weather. And it looked like she took a little bit of impact that might have ended up with her falling. And maybe, hopefully, it's nothing bad to her knee.
Yeah, it just looks like her knee may have slipped on the wet grass. But in doing so, it may have just jarred a bit into the ground. Hopefully she's not doing too bad. They're actually going to pull the teams off the field at the moment.
Yeah, so everybody just congregating and heading back to their sub box. It looks like time will stop for a little bit for health and safety reasons. Let's hope that she's okay and she's able to get back up onto her feet and in the game.
Yes, both these teams, though, at the moment, putting in some really good mahi. I mean, with the score at 1-1, there's nothing much in between them. I think at the moment, Te Waipounamu have had the rub of the green in regards to their yardage and their driving, but Metro definitely picking up in that area of the game.
Yeah, they are. They've got some really gun players who are doing their best to sort of steer their attack. We've mentioned Isla Norman Bell a number of times today, but Cody Tote, another New Zealand Open mixed player that's in their team at number 13, look to see her to sort of inject herself a little bit more as the game goes on to try and rally up the troops. And the same too for their Te Waipounamu team. Janelle Kavanagh has been, really influential in the way that they're playing. And if she's able to find some more space post the try line, I think that she'll be able to scoop through and find some more people to offload the ball to for some more tries. Yeah,
no doubt both coaches will be talking to their teams about just ball retention, looking after the ball, making sure you're strong in those rucks. You're setting a good platform for your scoopers to come through, and not letting the opposition push you around in those ruck areas, slowing down your play of the ball.
It looks like we're about to get underway. I'll tell you what, it's handy having some good first responders nearby. Shout out to Rahul Das, not only the Open men's coach for New Zealand, but also a qualified doctor. So he sprinted from one end of the field to go and help our injured player. We appreciate your help, my mate.
Oh, some beautiful mahi put in there. And I'm going to tell you this much, the weather is not getting any better. If anything, it's leaning towards the other way and it's getting a bit worse. So hopefully that doesn't affect how our women are playing here. Te Waipounamu with some good yardies. Again, Maya Joseph just putting in some good yards, but again with the mistakes. So Metro here, able to skim off a few yards just off the top here, a few extra metres.
Yeah, good little draw and pass. I think Te Waipounamu weren't expecting it, so if they can keep those little options open, they're going to be able to get down to the right end of the field and hopefully score from it.
Well, that's probably one thing that Metro did in the first half, is they looked after the ball so well. They weren't throwing those extra balls, which means now Te Waipounamu aren't expecting them. Again, though, you need to be set up for those sorts of plays. You want your links chopping into those holes, not running at their players.
Ooh, again. It looks like that corner of the field has taken a lot of water. Players are really struggling to manage their balance.
Yes, Maya Joseph there did very well not to drop that ball or fumble it in any way. She held on to it as she fell to the ground. So Te Waipounamu here with some good go forward, especially with Kavanagh on the field. And O'Neill as well. Kavanagh now with the scoop. Can she get through the gap?
Great touch. Great touch.
Great defensive.
Outstanding dive there from Metro. I think it was number 4, Rebecca Tamati there.
Yes, but look at this defence. Metro only able to make a metre and a half off that first touch, but then they make 25 metres off their second touch. Oh, unlucky with the forward pass there. Again, just coming back to miscommunication. Timing was a bit off, giving Te Waipounamu a chance from a good position.
That's right. They had the extra passes going on the first 2 touches, but maybe got a little bit over keen on that third one, and the referee's brought it back for the forward pass. Despite the rain, they seem to still have a good vision on the ruck in this game.
Yep, they've brought Maya Joseph back on for the attack. She gets the quickie ball. I think she'd prefer to drop on the 7 metre though. They have a sweeper coming back door. And they're going to get a repeat set. Metro, they need to be careful here. They only have 2 more to give before they get 1 player sent off for the set. Maya Joseph did well to draw in 3 players there. All very well done by the defence, making it all the way back to the line before they initiate the touch.
They're going to keep asking questions of these middles and then see what options they have after that. But the Metro team seem to be recovering really well.
And there it is. Oh, the option was there though. Oh, but no, they're going to get the penalty, so another repeat set. I think that's number 2. Metro need to be careful. 1 more, and they'll be dealing with 5 people.
Yeah, there's only a minute left. Hopefully Metro can hold out for their own benefit.
Great defence. Again, Maya Joseph unable to find a gap. But what's good is she's bringing people in nice and tight, hopefully opening up those outside holes. And here we may have a try. But well defended by Metro. And the score going into the halftime break is 1-1. But some great performances being put on by both teams, other than a couple of handling issues.
Yeah, handling issues that you can credit definitely to the weather. Otherwise, and aside from our little injury break in the middle there, I think it's been a pretty good game. There's been some consistent efforts out there. The question really is who can maximise their yards and then be able to, make some scoring opportunities at their end of the field.
Yes, I think one thing Metro definitely need to be looking at is how they're structuring themselves when they are down on their 7 metre in scoring position. I mean, they haven't been down there much. So at the moment, I don't think they're not used to setting up their play beforehand so that they're in scoring positions. But if they can fix that up, I think they'll have a definite shot at taking this game. But in saying that, this Te Waipounamu team very, very strong. They have very good yards, very good go forward. And they have some key attackers in Kavanagh, in O'Neill, and in Joseph as well.
And one other aspect that Te Waipounamu are doing really well is that they're stopping that go forward in the first sort of couple of touches that Metro are making. So by the time they're getting to halfway, Metro are on 4th or 5th touch already, and it really impacts on their ability to sub well. And then as a result of that, it's impacting their ability to get some strike plays coming off the back of it too.
It's a bit of a snowball effect, yeah? If you put the work in at the beginning of the set defensively, it's going to just slow down everything that the attacking team is trying to put into place, which is something Te Waipounamu is doing very, very well against this Metro City team.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I'd make mention as well, I don't think that Te Waipounamu has actually been called offside at all in the first half. If I'm a coach, I'm ticking boxes saying, yeah, girls were doing a really good job of getting onside with the referee and then moving forward, shutting down that attack. I guess on the opposite side, Metro are really struggling, especially around that try line, but have done enough to be able to hold out to keep the score at 1-1.
And that's the thing. As a Te Waipounamu coach, you've got to be disappointed with the amount of points they've put on the board versus the amount of ball they've actually had in attacking territory.
That's true. I think defensively, they've got to be happy. Attacking-wise, they want to look at what other options they can bring in the second half to open this game up. Yeah,
granted, it's going to be very hard to score tries in this kind of weather. It definitely makes it a lot harder because the game has slowed down and defensive teams are being very, very tight. A lot of players aren't wanting to throw that long ball with the weather the way it is. So a lot of the tries are going to have to be scored nice and tight, or maybe even on those follow balls.
Yeah, those follows, those sweeps. We'll see Te Waipounamu what they can bring in that space as well. And for Metro, just keeping to the basics, getting yards down the field, and if you can get someone like Isla, maybe even Cody, coming off the back of that, then they're going to set themselves up really well for the rest of the game.
Yeah, what I've really been impressed by is the way Isla has managed the pace of the game. She just adds a bit of pace, changes it just enough to put the opposition in just in 2 minds. as she's doing right now. She makes the gap, but well defended by Kavanagh.
And she draws so much attention from the defense. You can see now that they're all sucking in that middle of the field because they don't want her to have too much impact. Sweet play coming now. Let's see if they can make the most of it.
There was some very good defensive work by Te Waipounamu. As a coach, like you said, I'd be ticking all my boxes after that defensive set. Great work. The ladies are willing to work for each other.
And they're not afraid to sort of spin it and get towards their sub-box. Te Waipounamu now on touch 3, getting on the fresh legs. So they've done the job defensively, and now they're just going to yardage out onto the proper end of the field where they want to be.
Yep, and I like this option here as well. Yes, you may have Maya Joseph on the field, but you are still about 30 metres away from the try line. So get her as the dumper more so than the scooper. Let's reserve some of her energy for maybe when you're in a better scoring opportunity.
Yeah, workload's a really important concept. I think so in this game, not only to deal with, the weather, but we can see Isla's still out there trying to get some more work in, and it's actually starting to impact the way that they're subbing. So, as a team, they need to think, oh, hang on, get the legs off, get the legs on, and let's rotate better because it'll give us better outcomes, hopefully, on the attacking end. Yeah,
that is something I definitely agree with you on, trying to manage some of your key players' workload, especially Isla. Whenever she's on, and she's doing everything. But I guess when you're as good as she is, you'd be wanting her to do that anyway.
Yeah, and as a team, this is where you kind of want to step up. Some of the maybe less known players or some of your outside, your links and your wings, this is really where you want them to step up communication-wise and start to be leaders in that space to take the pressure off the middles who are doing a lot of work. And a great scoop here, but an even better touch. Olivia O'Neill just about over the try line, but a great covering touch there from the number 4, Rebecca Tamati again.
Yeah, it was just great timing on the dive. She timed it perfectly to be able to touch the foot just as she caught the ball. Wonderful work by number 4.
And we see here, the girls are a little bit slow and a bit hesitant to get onto the field, and it's really impacting their ability to get past halfway. Te Waipounamu doing a really good job of, stymieing their momentum with fresh legs getting onto the field.
Yes, but again, one thing they need to be doing right now and focusing on is trying to convert these positions into points. At the moment, they're unable to do that. But I think that's coming back to how good Metro has worked on their 7-metre D since this morning. They've actually put some solid defensive effort in. They're following their places and they're trusting their outsides to come in for the shot. It's actually very well done by Metro in this second game for them defensively.
For both sides, I think coaches have to be happy with the effort. You can see defensively, they're making the touch, they're getting back on side, and where possible are moving forward. So some really positive touch being played, but hopefully they can work towards converting that into points.
Yeah, no doubt Te Waipounamu would have been disappointed with the way they ended off that set, as they did have the front foot. They were going forward. Kavanagh unable to get her hands on the ball for a good scoop, but if she had, it would have been scary to see. And Isla, with one of the first mistakes I've seen her make in this competition so far.
Oh, lucky catch there.
Very, very lucky. Kavanagh lucky not to get pinged there. But here we have Te Waipounamu again on the attack. In good attacking position. No doubt they'll be setting up for a scoop here. They have numbers on the left side. Will they choose to go there?
Oh, unlucky into the set there for Metro. Went for the ball. Maybe not always the right choice to do, but sometimes when the ball's right in front of you, you're just tempted to go out and grab it.
Yeah, no, something I've always been told by from Morris Stone. If you're on the last, don't be trying to catch that ball. Just look for the player, make the touch, because you're going to get the ball back anyway.
Especially when the weather is as it is today, very wet. It's much more difficult to catch a ball that's in the air.
Exactly. Well defended there by Metro. Isla again, just right place, right time, not overcommitting to the runner, putting herself in a position to be able to double off and make the touch. Here we have a good scoop by Te Waipounamu. She makes it through the gap. But Isla says, no, come back here.
Yeah, good defensive set again from Metro. They're working really hard on that line, and I like the way that they're communicating. You can see from an outside-in perspective that the wingers are communicating well to the middles, saying, hey, look for this, look for that. And now they're going to ruck their way out of the end. Again, though, unfortunate. They're starting their set really well from the 7 metre line, but getting a little bit too keen as they get into the third and fourth touch. A forward pass from the ruck, something they want to avoid going forward.
Yeah, I feel like that just come down to fatigue. Isla had just done a lot of work. She had put in a lot of mahi on that defensive effort. She was probably a bit tired and just put herself in a position where she was in front of the dummy half when she received that ball. No doubt a mistake she'll be wanting to rectify going through the rest of this match. Te Waipounamu now, though, with Olivia O'Neill in at the centres. She scoops down this right side and she finds her hole. All she has to do is find an open player, but Metro again able to defuse it. But again, Te Waipounamu will force the mistake and they get the penalty. I'm guessing it was for an offside.
Yeah, an offside penalty here called by referee George Haswell. Olivia O'Neill, though, done a really good job to spot that gap on the sort of outside shoulder of that right middle. I think we should keep an eye on that. I reckon she's going to have another crack at it again.
Yes, definitely, because it's the second time I've seen her fake the quickie and scoop on that short side. And the hole's definitely there. She just keeps poking, keep prodding. No doubt she'll find her spot.
Yeah, just running out of space on that play, but it's nice to see that they're not always just shifting their attack and pointing it in one way. They're trying both sides of the field.
Again, just ball handling coming into the game. Kavanagh unable to catch that ball. Metro now will be making their way upfield, looking for some extra yards.
You can even see on the roll ball how much emphasis that the players are putting on, okay, I've got to get this, play the ball right. I want to make sure that I don't mess this up.
And when you are doing that, it does slow down your play of the ball quite some. You know, it does take an extra second, so you're not able to get the roll on or the go forward as you usually do get. Te Waipounamu lucky there. No, they didn't. I was about to say lucky. They were able to get away with that one. But Metro now in great scoring position. Feel like they haven't been in this kind of position since the beginning of the second half. So good on them. Te Waipounamu, they've had all the attacking ball.
Yeah, Metro have been biding their time quite well. Just trying to get the basics done, get past halfway, get the fresh legs on. But this is an opportunity for them to jump out in front.
Yeah, they're looking for that 33 peel play. Great defensive work by Te Waipounamu though. They go for the OZ, but the pass doesn't make it into the hand. So now Te Waipounamu let off the hook there, even with a couple extra little yards. Working really well on their go forward, just charging forward, getting those extra steps.
Oh.
Nice defense by Metro. Te Waipounamu just switched off for half a second.
They did a good job of getting up the field. The problem was there that the subbers weren't in position for the pass from dummy half. And then as an alternate as well, Metro, just a little bit of a messy ruck there. And all that hard work that they've done to stop Te Waipounamu is now gone.
Yeah, like you were talking about before, you have to be extra careful when you're going into the ruck in this kind of weather. They weren't in that spot. And that was just a tired Metro defensive line. They were backtracking from halfway, weren't able to keep up with the attack. Great work by Te Waipounamu.
And a really easy try. You won't get much easier than this. But I must say, it's been about 20 minutes since they last scored. So Metro have been holding out really well. You could say a matter of time before Te Waipounamu snuck the ball across the line. So credit to them for, withstanding for that long.
Yep. I think Metro will be happy with this set of attack, though. At least they're in a position on the field where they're able to bring in their strike players. Looks like they have the starter move with Isla, but well read by the Te Waipounamu team.
Yeah, Jess Fawkes there flying off the line, and she saw that Isla was about to receive the ball from the peel, so a really good job there of shutting down that play. Now they're shifting the ball around, seeing what other options they can make. I think there might have been confusion about the touch count. I think she thought it was last, and they were going to look to kill the ball. They really could have made a better maybe ending of that, but at least they're at this end of the field and can try and slow down Te Waipounamu here.
Yep. Again, what I really liked is Isla had the foresight to be able to know, look, I'm going to trap them down in this corner, force them to work back to their box, just get their lungs working a bit more than what they'd need to if they were closer to their box. It's a very mature move there. And a mistake by Te Waipounamu, again giving Metro the opportunity to attack from halfway.
Just took her eyes off the ball there. Really important, not only just to make sure that the pass is delivered on time, but that the hands are ready and that there's a bit of eye contact between the two players.
Great extra yards there. Just a little dummy. And now Metro in perfect scoring opportunity. What are they going to run? A little 33 peel play. Oh, but basics again, not able to keep their hands on the ball. With 9 minutes to go, we have Te Waipounamu up by 1 try. And at the moment, they're making their way forwards upfield. Metro defensive line looking a bit tired, looking a bit ragged, to be honest. Te Waipounamu just trotted the whole length of the field, opening up holes left, right and centre. They've found their groove. But again, Metro scramble defence up for the task.
Yeah, definitely. Janelle Kavanagh again, though, found the gap, made use of it. Was just unfortunate that Madison Grieve there couldn't get the ball down in time, and a good covering defence from Metro. And again, I think this is the third time this half we've had a forward pass from the ruck called against the Metro side. Really want to tidy that up because it stops all the momentum that they're building as they're going up the field.
Yes, that was quite a good yardage set as well. And I personally believe that's just coming down to the lungs, to fatigue. Just not taking the extra step backwards, not putting yourself in a better position to be scoring tries. Nice little inside ball. Great touch by the number 13 for Metro. Cody Tote, like you said, and in amongst that New Zealand, the New Zealand Touch Blacks at the moment.
And Maya Joseph here, let's see how she can make some plays happen. It looks like we might have a play on call here called by the referee, and we're going to have a try.
Yes, like you said, it felt like it was just a matter of time. They've been slowly just chopping the tree down. They've finally got it to move a bit. And all that was just your backdoor little mismatch play, forcing numbers on the outside. Great little play there, great little dig by Te Waipounamu.
Yeah, and great advantage play too. Let's see if the Metro side here can make some use of the ball here. We've got Isla on the ball. Let's see again if she can make some things happen. Some opportunities here on the right side.
That was a great little play there. If they can do that on the 7 metre, it'll be a shoo-in for a try. Isla here, though, she'll be setting something else up.
You know, the one thing that I think is missing from Metro's game is that we haven't seen a whole lot of dives, and I understand that the field's a little bit wet, but have a look at the Te Waipounamu team. A lot of tall girls. It takes them a little bit longer to just make that touch if the ball is low.
Very good insight that one was.
You can see here Olivia O'Neill, Jess Fawkes wouldn't go missing or look out of place on a basketball court. But
Metro lucky there because it's quite sloppy in and around that ruck for them at the moment. They need to not panic.
Opportunities here on the left. Oh, we've got a play on call. And hands.
Yeah. An almost definite try. It's just coming down to those 1%ers, getting your hands on the ball, eye on ball, expecting the pass.
And a penalty, I'm going to assume here for the offside. Metro just a little bit keen to get off the defensive line early.
Yeah, 5.5 minutes. And the way the game's been tracking, Metro need to start putting in some work if they want to shut this gap down. Te Waipounamu now with some great yards coming up the field. They've just gone coast to coast. And setting up for their last play of the game. Nice little inner ball. Check back out on that switch. Te Waipounamu just stretching the gap.
Yeah, they built some really good pressure down the field, and we'll see here just a nice quick pass off the ground and then another follow and bang.
What I'm liking about Maya Joseph's setup is you'll notice when she goes for her quickies, she's not taking the dump and taking a step backwards. She's almost going sideways so that the momentum of her body is already going forward.
Yeah.
So she's already chewing up some of those meters before the defensive line has even gone backwards.
And
Very smart.
and making really good contact with the defending player to put herself in a good position for that offload afterwards.
That's exactly it. She is playing amazingly well today. And again, just those handling issues, those small 1%ers are letting Metro down at the moment. Te Waipounamu now 3 ahead with 4.5 minutes to go. It's still anybody's game. You can't count this Metro team out, especially with the pool of talent that they do have in their team.
Number 6 there, Patricia Hopcroft, been a little bit quiet on the attacking end. Really good defender, but some of these extra passes she's been able to build into their game has really helped them get some extra yards down the field.
Great work there by Kavanagh to set this up, and a nice scoop by Brooke McCowie, but unable to convert into points. Again, it was just conditions. The ball slipped out of her hands as she went for the pass. Metro now lucky to get away with that one. They have just under 4 minutes to pick up 3 tries if they want to draw the game up. They're going to have to focus on their 1%ers, though, as that's what's been letting them down for the last few sets.
Yeah, the rain's eased off a little bit, and you can actually see that the speed of the game's slightly increasing. Cody with the ball now. Let's see if she can make some opportunities. There's a big gap here on the right side. Let's see what the referee calls.
I'm going to say drop ball.
No, I think they've given the try.
Nice. That was a beautiful little play there. You would have seen the scooper as she comes through on the second set. Look, she drops here. She catches her player 6, goes right, comes left, and then goes right again, and then she trips over.
Yeah, aside from the fact that, unfortunately, Brooke slipped over there, full credit to Cody for that pick, and just being in a really good position from dummy half to scoop it up and then just go.
Exactly. It's about putting yourself in those sorts of positions to be able to make those plays. That's what's setting this team apart at the moment. And they've done it. They've picked up one more try. All they need to do is do that twice more. But it's going to be hard against this Te Waipounamu team. Oh, as they found the numbers on the left, just couldn't get their hands on the ball.
There's a bit more intensity coming through from Metro. I think it's because the rain stopped. They seem to be a team that would play better on a drier paddock. So today really hasn't been the weather that they like, but let's see what they bring tomorrow.
And here we have the Metro woman driving up the field. They'll be looking to get as close as they can to set up for something. They have numbers on this right side. They check it out to the wing. Nice little bump pass there. Can she get over the top? Checks it back on the inside. Great try to Metro.
Outstanding hands there from Christina Oscar. And some completely unexpected and broken play, but what a great finish that Metro made there. Let's have another look at it.
It was just beautiful to watch. Watch this check back on this right side, and this link just does a nice little tap ball over the top, then puts herself back in position to regather the ball. Nice hands, especially in this kind of weather, and dots down. That was a beautiful touch there.
They're only down by 1. There's still a chance they can even this up. We saw it in the last game. Anything can happen. So you can't count them out just yet.
Yeah, Te Waipounamu, they won't want Metro to score here. They had a draw in their first game of the day. There's nothing worse than going draw in a competition like this. Te Waipounamu now with numbers on the left side. Can they convert? No, Metro. No, she's saying ball down.
Yeah, that's a massive call in the context of the game.
Massive call.
Jess Fawkes crossing the line. Let's have another look at the replay. The referee says that the player is just short, so let's have a look at Seven's feet. You can see
that.
Number 7's feet were just short of the line, so a good recognition there from Tanisha Gill, our referee, to call her correctly offside and full advantage to Waipounamu there.
I'm going to say better than good. That was an outstanding call by the referee. I thought for all money she had made the touch, but it was clear that she was offside. Unfortunate for Metro. Great work by Te Waipounamu.
30 seconds left. They'll just slowly grind this one out, make use of the time and look after the ball.
Yes, again, a strong outing by Te Waipounamu, especially Kavanagh. She had another good game. Olivia O'Neill was in there quite a lot. Maya Joseph, in my opinion, though, very, very strong outing by her today.
And what's really good to see is that they understand their roles really well as a group. Their leaders on attack and also their positional play. And so I think they're going to be really happy with their performance in the second game and from the first, and they'll take those learnings into day 2.
Yes, definitely. Metro may not have won, but they did improve on their first game. Unfortunate for them, Te Waipounamu coming out on top, 5 points to 3 in this matchup. We're going to have a little break, and coming up after the break, we have 07 Heat going up against Metro. That streams at 3 o'clock.